thank you both so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Of course. Our podcast is on your journey in music and how you guys got to where you are now and forming the Deep West and the new EP you have coming out.
Sweet. Yeah. No, we're really, really excited about it. Our journey's been one of, I guess, many twists and turns.
Both brothers. Who's older?
What's that?
Who's the older brother?
Oh, me. I'm the older brother.
You're the older. Right on. So
Yeah.
how did you both born and raised in Southern California? What part?
Well, we grew up in like the Inland Empire, like Rancho Cucamonga, but I don't know.
Sure. We're in San Diego, so I know the area.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can drop Rancho Cucamonga. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and just to piggyback on the twist and turns element, like we grew up in like Rancho Cucamonga, and then we moved to Orange County. We lived there for like 10 years, and we were in a band there, and then moved to LA. We've been here for over 10 years now. So
Okay, right
yeah,
on.
all over.
So how did you guys get into music? Joey, you must have gotten into music first. What's the age difference?
Just like a little less than 2 years, so we're pretty close.
Oh, okay, pretty close.
But we got into music, I mean, early on. Like our dad was in bands and like
Really?
Yeah, blues and classic rock kind of stuff. And
Like
we
cover bands or like legit like touring bands?
Yeah, like their own stuff,
Rad.
They would do, it was kind of like, I guess they're more of a bar band really, because it was that kind of thing where it was like, they played a lot of bars and stuff, and they would play covers, and they just learned how to do that whole thing, just like here's this song that somebody knows, and they would jam on it, and just learn how to just kind of tear the house down, kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Sure. Did you guys go to his shows and stuff?
We went. I know we went to one show.
Well, yeah, we would go to shows like when we were kids, and like even like to this day, like they'll still like get together and hang out and stuff like that. Like they've actually come to my studio and like done a few songs and stuff like that, where we'll do like a long weekend type thing, and everybody just kind of like hangs out. And
that's rad.
Yeah.
You actually get to record your dad's band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
so
really tight. That's
act as a producer in that role and all that.
That's amazing. Well, so obviously your dad was in a band. What was the first instrument you guys learned?
For me, it was guitar. For him, it was drums. And so we like naturally just kind of started playing together. And I don't know. I think we were just always into music because of that. We were always like by proxy, always loving music, I think.
Yeah. And also like I definitely want to say like our family never pushed anything on us too. I think it was kind of nice just letting it be kind of this organic thing. Right. that was
opposite, I think, actually. I think
yeah, right.
I think
you're not going to be a musician.
Yeah, exactly. I think the mom's side was kind of like, oh yeah, this is something like your dad does, and you're gonna do whatever is legit, anything else. And then dad, he didn't really push it either. I think probably because when we started, we were so just not good at anything, and I think they were more interested in having fun as a band. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of like, they didn't want to have to babysit. They were more about like playing music and getting drunk and not worrying about a bunch of kids hanging out. So
sure.
Yeah, so I don't know how supportive anybody necessarily was, but my dad was kind of like, as we got better, I think he was more like, no, that's
stuff.
Yeah. And like, I definitely have like memories of us being like, so how does this thing work? Or like, how does the amp do that thing? And like, just kind of like diving into, just conversations with each band member. I always just remember watching their band and being like, the drummer looks like he's having the most fun, so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I think it's because he was on coke, I think.
That probably
right. You guys are obviously started writing songs together pretty young, and having a drummer in the house, Joey, that must have been beneficial. That's always the hardest person to find.
Yeah, exactly. That was great. Yeah, and it was kind of that, like, we've talked about this in like other settings where it's like, I started off kind of writing songs early on, bringing ideas to the table, and Adam would like now he's like the producer mostly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the engineer, and he has the studio and everything. And I can produce as far as I know, like what sounds good, and I'm getting better on the technical side. But I think it's that relationship where I would come up with ideas, and then he would figure out how to do the ideas,
like execute it.
Yeah, and he'd fill in whatever he needed to do, and that's kind of where everything came out. And Adam's a great songwriter now and everything, but you know, it started off.
It's just kind of like we started on like the complete polar opposites of music, and like I was like a finisher, and Joey was like a starter, and then like now we've kind of just met in the middle, and we have like so much overlap, you know, and like we kind of now we really appreciate each other's knowledge and technique now. Finally.
Sure, yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Did you guys play in bands and stuff growing up, like together?
Yeah, I know Adam actually was in a band or two in high school. I never really did much of stuff with other people until we formed a band after, like a little bit after that. And then after that, it was really like only we'd bring in like one or two more people, and then that was always the one band we had. It was more that.
The two of you, and then you'd kind of have other people circulate into the band.
Well, so what it was is like I was in a couple bands in high school with really interesting names like Nothing Under the Christmas Tree. And like
that's a cool name, actually.
And like, you know, like just like you know, kind of like pop punk and like that kind of stuff. And then when we started we got into college, and like we're like, oh wow, there's other music genres other than just like what our dad does in like pop punk. And so like so then we were able to kind of like, you know, get into a little bit more nuance and like, you know, Radiohead and like all sorts of different, you know, genres and stuff like that. And at that point, then we were able to like we had a friend of ours that we had played music with since we were like in high school. And then we had met a friend in college, and she ended up playing with us. And that was our band for a long time. And then eventually added a bass player to that. But like, that was like the band for years.
Okay. We had the OC scene, the LA scene, got like a publishing deal with Sony ATV with that. And then it kind of ended. And then now we're doing this.
Yeah.
So that was the I mean, you guys were doing stuff. I mean, that sounds you had a career doing it and everything. Like, tell me about, like, were you touring and putting records out and all that?
Yeah, like it was, you know, we got the deal, putting out our own records, and touring. Yeah, we did a lot of West Coast type stuff. And then
we did like CMJ and like some festivals over in New York and stuff. And then
cool.
Yeah, so we would make like trips out to New York, and then we would do a lot more West Coast stuff. And and we were just mainly self-releasing things and like wrapping CDs in like banana leaves to be creative and stuff like that. And you know,
that's funny.
It was fun. It was fun. It was really hard. But we were totally that band, you know, playing bars, playing clubs, you know, getting free drinks and impressing girls and that whole thing.
Sure. Right. That's awesome. And so that band, it eventually just fizzled out, or?
It just fizzled out. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what happens a lot of times is like I mean, there's a few ways to go with this, but essentially like people wanted to be able to do, like essentially take the knowledge that they had and then like kind of spread out and maybe be more in control. Because when you're in a group of like 5 people, it's like kind of like hard to get everyone on the same track.
Sure.
So, and in this group, it's literally just the 2 of us. We wrote all the songs. We played all the instruments. We recorded it, mixed it, mastered it ourselves. So there you go.
That's awesome.
All the music videos are, you know, directed and produced by us. Like it's a whole 1-man show or 2-man show. Sorry.
2-man show. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And Adam, you have your own studio. It looks like you're in a studio.
That's where I'm at. I'm in my control room. Yeah.
That's awesome. So did you go to school for like engineering, or like how did the
Yeah.
studio kind of evolve?
So kind of what the deal was like, I guess like neither me or Joey like did music in college, but like I ended up doing like broadcast media,
Uh-huh.
and my emphasis was audio production. Cause like I remember like sitting in my dorm room and being like, okay, so let's figure this out, Adam. Like you got to do something. You got to like, you got to pick a lane. And I was like, well, I like playing music, so that's cool. And I like connecting speakers into each other and making weird sounds and that kind of thing. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's dive heavier into like audio engineering and see if that helps. Maybe that'll be like a good middle ground in music and whatever. I don't know.
Sure. We actually had conversations about this because we went to a really small college in Costa Mesa that nobody's ever heard of. It's called Vanguard University, and in that, like, it was kind of that kind of school where you could just go and coast and not have to learn anything really. And so, yeah, and so Adam was great at that. You know, he I think he was in the band. He liked doing what he had to do, and he ended up learning a lot because they give you the tools, but you have to be a self-starter, or else you can just go through a whole program and not learn anything. And so I think that's kind of like that's been our whole thing, is that, you know, we went to school kind of. I didn't definitely didn't go to school for what I'm doing at all. So, but essentially, just you have enough passion that it drives you to learn how to do what you want to do. You know.
Sure.
So.
Wow. And then Adam, was this band the first you've produced for the two of you, or was the other band that you guys had, were you recording and doing all the
Oh
production
yeah,
as well?
it was pretty much like I had a studio and everybody would come to our house. Like when me and Joey would live together, like actually there was a time where our whole band lived together too for years. And so like we just literally had like a couple rooms. Like my bedroom was half control room, and then another room that was the tracking room, and like all treated and stuff like that. And then like, yeah, we just, yeah, it was.
As very short side story, Adam recorded Family of the Year in the bedroom that we all shared.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's hilarious.
Yeah. A lot of random stuff. But yeah, so I was kind of like, I had invested in gear and all that stuff. And so it's like, all right, let's keep it in one place and just kind of like work, you know? And yeah, so there was that. And then like, even while we were in our band and stuff like that, I would get hit up to like produce other projects and like work on different things and stuff like that too. And so it's kind of just like always been the thing, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
And when did you guys decide to start the Deep West?
I think it was like 4 years ago.
Oh, it was like two, I think it was maybe like, I mean, we took a little break off. It's like once you have like a band breakup, you're kind of just like, let me just detox for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I was practically comatose at that point. So what we did is we decided, we always knew we were going to keep going. We just didn't know how to do that. And actually, when we were in another band, we didn't even necessarily write that much together. So a lot of it was learning how to do that together. And we finally kind of settled upon like a style and like a workflow, and then songs actually started coming out. And we weren't even sure that was going to happen. So we were pleasantly surprised, actually.
Okay. Wow. And because you guys have released a couple songs so far. And those are both going to be on the EP. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was going to say we have 2 songs on Spotify right now. I should say. Spotify is the behemoth right now. So
sure.
Yeah.
The gold standard.
Exactly.
Like Instagram.
Right. Exactly. You know, you have to bow down to the behemoths.
Right.
So we have 2 songs out right now. They're going to be a part of an EP of 6 songs, right? And that's coming up in February. We have a song coming out on Friday called Other Side, which we're really excited about. And yeah.
That's awesome. So this project has been a few years in the making.
Yeah. But it was mostly us screaming at each other in a studio and slamming our heads against the wall. And now we finally have stuff out, and we're really excited about it. So
that's awesome. Have you had a chance to play out together as a 2-piece?
No.
No, we've released all of our music during COVID, so.
Oh, okay.
Well,
It's a good time to release if you don't if you don't feel like playing a show though, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, so tell me about that. So you guys were working on the Deep West record like prior to COVID happening, or how did that kind of affect you directly?
So what happened, like, I mean, because when you go into a project, especially like where you want to have like actually we didn't even really want an album at the beginning. We just wanted to make one song work, I think. And so yeah, so when we started, we were just like, all right, let's just get like a bundle of songs under our belt and like see which ones feel good or whatever. And then like, you know, things just started falling into place. You know, we had done a music video for one of them. Like actually like a year and a half ago, we did a listening party with just close friends just to like kind of see which songs were, you know, felt like singles and all that kind of stuff. But then like we kind of like, because it's like, I guess we're trying to figure out our workflow and figure out like our creative direction on things. We've wanted to take care of like all the various elements with like music videos and like who's going to shoot it, how we're going to shoot it, what's the storyline. It takes a little while to kind of get all that stuff put together and like create a team around that. And so, you know, just like finding the team was like kind of the whole thing. At the end of the day, everything started just falling into place, and we're like, okay, cool, I guess we're meant to release music now. So that's kind of the deal. That's where we're at.
And when did you release the first song? Like, was it after everything shut down, or?
Yeah, it was October.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you spend quite a bit of time in between there, like when COVID hit and everybody's stuck inside? You guys obviously are brothers. Was it easy to write together and, you know, create, which will become this EP?
Well,
we're in the same pod. So yeah.
We're in a little pod of like, you know, like our people.
Sure.
So we're able to hang out. So that's nice. But then we just, I mean, all the songs had been written and like produced. I think I remastered a couple tweaks or whatever here and there in the past year. But like other than that, like we were ready and all that to like go. We just kind of needed some like elements to kind of make sense or feel right in order to put everything out. So yeah.
And what about like performing the songs? I know obviously you can't play at a club, but do you do the live stream things? Like, is that a thing, or?
Actually, truth be told, you just reminded us, Adam, we were supposed to do that.
Whoops.
Uh-oh. I've been thinking about it. I was waiting for you to bring it up.
Where was the call, Adam? We actually said we were gonna do that, and we were supposed to be doing that, and so.
Well, you haven't quite done it yet. That's funny. Well, I saw that like Cat Corbett has been playing your record on Locals Only, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I love Cat Corbett, man. I think cool. She gave our previous band a lot of love and really come to bat for us on this song. What did she do? One or two? I forget.
I think she's only played Giving Up, I think, so far.
So, and we're really stoked she did that. The other person that's been a really great champion for us, I don't know if you know Kevin Bronson of Buzz Bands LA.
I'm not sure.
He's really cool.
Great for us, like playing our stuff on his radio show on 88.5, right? Or 85.5, I forget.
88.5.
No.
It's called like The Independent, I think. And yeah, he has a blog. I mean, yeah, he's been covering like the LA music scene for years and years.
That's
and
awesome.
Like, yeah, he's just he's known in LA at least. And he's just like, he's a really good dude. So
that's rad. I mean, I've worked in radio for 15 years. So that's how I know Cat. But
nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the other people. I know some. LA is just, I never worked in the LA market. San Francisco and San Diego.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
You hopped right over LA.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I had to go from market 17, and then I got lucky and got in 4, and LA's 2. So it's kind of it's hard to shimmy your way into there.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome that she's been playing the record for you guys, or been playing that one song at least, Giving Up. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. So with the record coming out, like, and everything kind of closed down still, like, how do you feel about, putting it out? It's coming out next month.
Yeah, February. Yeah, I mean we're pretty excited. I keep talking to Joey about sneaking one more track onto there, but he's not settled on it. So
time will tell, huh?
You can kind of do whatever you want now, right? Well, here's the thing. I'm looking at it like this. Put out a 6-song EP, and then you have to have more songs after that. So put out something after that.
Right.
If you have something lined up, it'll be easier if we just put it out later.
Save
Perfect.
that 6 songs.
Nice.
Well, now that the record's done, is more music in the works? Like, have you been writing a lot, or kind of uninspired by current state of mind?
Here's one, because here's the thing I noticed with this band. It has been, for the most part, a lot more personal, the songwriting. So we already have a song ready to go. We just haven't we haven't arranged
it. Yeah. We have.
Our grandmother died a little over a year ago now, and
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
She was a very, very special lady, very awesome. And so that song we wrote for her. We're definitely going to release that, and we like that song, and we want to make it really special. And so that one is going to be coming out, obviously.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And with like videos and stuff, are you guys going to do music videos for the songs? I think you have a couple out, correct? Or one at least.
We have 2 music videos out because we have essentially wanted to do 3 singles for the before the album, but they're all on the album too. And so Giving Up came out. There's a dancing robot in that one. And then we also have another music video for Dominoes, which is about a poor family that kind of exemplifies like our origin story with like our mom being a single mom and then having 2 sons. And so that is kind of really close to the heart there. And then this last one that is coming out for Other Side is pretty much, it's just pretty much like a day in the life of a guy stuck in his own mind, trying to like, remedy, not having maybe a relationship, and then also just like being bored. And I mean, if you really want to get deep, it actually has to do with everything that everybody's been dealing with COVID, from religious pressure to entertainment and social media and even the postal service. So
and even the postal service. Is that the video where you're getting the makeup on in your Instagram?
Yes, that's the video. It's weird. It's everything that he said, but like kind of on LSD, because it's like it's kind of like a dream. It's like a fever dream kind of a thing. It's weird.
Okay.
We'll see if it makes sense, but it was fun to do.
That's awesome. And that'll be coming out soon?
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday. Oh, Friday it comes out. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Friday.
Can't wait to see it. That's awesome. Yeah, I just saw the video on your Instagram with all the makeup, the Q-tips.
Exactly, right. Actually, follow, what is it? We have the makeup person somewhere linked on there, but we got this, she's really legit. Like, she works on, can I say that she works on The Mandalorian? I already said it.
I don't know. Well, there you go.
legit makeup. So I know, I think anyway, if you could follow her somehow on Instagram or something.
Francesca, she's really great.
She's a picture of
awesome.
It's crazy. It looks nuts. Anyway.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So Friday, we expect that video, and then obviously the record coming out next month. What do you got aside from having it out? What are you most excited about?
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited to start to write more. I mean, I'm excited to get the whole album out so everybody can hear it. But I feel like we reached finally toward the end of finishing these songs. I feel like we reached a really good workflow and a really good headspace with each other. Like, we kind of let the old band stuff go behind, fall behind, and we let all of our little brother, big brother stuff we figured a lot of that stuff out. And I'm just really excited to figure out what the next songs, what the progression of, you know, what our sound's going to be and everything songs, because I think they're going to be great. And I mean, these songs that we did, I feel like they're partial miracles, because we honestly, there was so many times when we didn't think we're going to be able to even put one song together. So I'm just excited in general to be right now. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the two songs I've heard so far. So I can't wait to hear the rest of the record.
thanks.
Yeah.
Actually, here's another thing we're gonna be. We're with Mike from Incubus. What's his name? Or
Mike Einzinger. He's yeah, we're on a NAMM show panel this week on Thursday too. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
That's amazing. That's cool.
I'm wearing the same shirt, and I have a cold, and it's gonna be great. We're also what were the girls' names? I forget.
Oh, Megan Dia.
Yeah, are you familiar with them?
No, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Artists?
And I don't know. Yeah, they're artists. I'm sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what was the panel, the NAMM panel for? Just
It's
songwriters?
called like how to essentially hustle, like how to like do music during COVID is
Oh,
kind
okay.
of
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
what probably everybody's trying to figure out right now.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing, is you got the perspective of Mike of Incubus, and you know how they have their like little throne.
Sure, they have major success and how they're going to deal with it.
From there, and then they have it all the way down. So all the perspectives.
That's awesome. That's such a cool concept. And that's also coming out?
Yeah, that's Thursday. That panel is going to be out on Thursday.
Awesome.
Have you ever met Mike from Incubus?
No, I have not.
Dude, that guy is cool.
Really?
I'd never met him before, but man, I only heard good stuff through friends and such. But man, that guy is so nice and just down to earth and so cool. And yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm talking with that guy.
So. I've met him as in like, hey, like, yeah, he did a show. Incubus played a show at this one of the stations I was on, so I got to say hello to him, but it wasn't anything other than that. It was like they were doing a meet and greet signing thing.
Oh yeah.
So when, you know, after, like, I got to be one of the first people that got to go through the row and say hi to Brandon Boyd and all them. They autographed like a 8x10, and that was the extent of it.
I mean, that's the thing, like we wouldn't have normally, you know, gotten to talk to that guy, but I just was so, you know what he's doing right now? He's one of those guys too. This is the thing about him. He makes you feel lazy about yourself because he's already an Incubus, you know what I mean? And then now he's like, yeah, I love doing music, but I don't want to be like defined by that. You know, I think he said that in there. And he's like, so now he's got his own biotech company.
Yeah, and they're branching off into like a skincare line, because he didn't know it was going to do that, but as it turned out, the research they did spurred that on. So now they're going to start a skincare line. Also, he also like played with like Avicii, like guitar, and like he's like a big studio musician as well. So
that's dope.
Yeah, he's been around. It does make you feel lazy. Definitely.
It's interesting how like artists will do that, and you're like, wait, you were on what project? Like Josh Freese, for example, he's played on like drums on like everyone from like Avril Lavigne to, you know, Perfect Circle and Van. It's just like crazy.
Yeah. Josh Freese. Yeah, he's a crusher, man.
But it's just like you wouldn't expect to see that he played drums on like an Avril Lavigne record. You're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And can just play it just perfectly, perfect timing, perfect everything.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to see the NAMM thing too. That's really interesting. And I appreciate you guys doing this. Thank you so much for being on.
Yeah.
I have one more question for the both of you. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
I mean, you got one, Adam? I got one.
Yeah, you go first and then I'll go second. Mine's better.
It probably is. Well, okay, here's the thing, because I just happened to be thinking about this one the other day, because music and anything, I think, in the arts or anything that you care about that isn't like a for sure thing is awful sometimes. It's so god awful. And so I think about the book Letters to a Young Poet, where he essentially says something to this young little German high school boy who wants to be a poet. If only be a poet if that's what you have to do. Like if you wake up in the morning and you go, I can't possibly doing anything else. That's the person that should be doing music for real. Like if you want to do that with your life, be ready to hate yourself, hate other people, just so much self-loathing and just so many hard times. But then at the same time, there's some like really amazing things that come out of it at the same time. So I would just say that to young artists, like, just be sure you want to do it because you're in for a ride for sure.
Yeah. And mine would be kind of along the lines of like, you got to log those like 10,000 hours to be an expert master or whatever. So it's like, practically speaking, because obviously like Joey comes from like the concept and then I come from the technical, obviously. So it would be like, if you really are serious and you really want to, you don't have to be the best, most insane, whatever in the world, but you just want to make a career or be consistent at something. It's like, make life decisions that actually do that for you. There's a lot of people that just, I don't know. I don't want to say they just talk, instead of actually like doing things, but like that kind of is what it comes down to. Like most of the people that I know that are in music or whatever, they're not out telling everybody about how they're doing music. They're in a studio making music. And also like doing the thing where you network too or whatever, but like making the connections you need in order to like prime yourself, put yourself in the position to where you're going to be able to like have an outlet for it instead of just like, I make music in my mom's basement and like no one will ever hear it type thing. So yeah.
That's a pretty good, well-rounded answer, isn't it, between the two of them?
It is a very well-rounded answer, I was gonna say, and it makes me think to like the people that just assume like certain people just become famous. It's like no,
that's true.
Like, I don't understand why I can't just walk on stage and sing to 1 million people. It's like, well, yeah, you can't because you probably haven't put nearly as much time in as X, Y, or Z.
Yeah. I mean, you can if you go on like American Idol and then you end up in like the blooper reel or whatever,
But even those people didn't just walk out and be like, I think I'm going to try out for American Idol. Like, obviously, I'm sure they've put in a lot of time at home practicing and all that fun stuff. But
yeah.
Bring me back.